Boko Haram is taking advantage of governments focusing their efforts on the coronavirus as the extremist group expands its presence and continues terrorizing religious minorities across Sub-Sahara Africa. I spoke with the president and CEO of Open Doors USA, a religious freedom watchdog, who discussed the issue further and why leaders need to be proactive in addressing the matter. Take a look. You say that Boko Haram is using the coronavirus pandemic as an opportunity to expand in the region. What sort of methods is the extremist group using to do this?
Well, Boko Haram has used the tactics of ISIS and other extremist groups from the very beginning. And what they've done is they've used terror, weapons, all manner of attacks on Christian communities and other communities in the northern part of Nigeria to unsettle the situation. Then they go into Niger, into southern Chad, into Burkina Faso. So what they're trying to do is create a caliphate, an entire region. And while governments are paying attention, they're watching some of their territories. That's not quite as easy. But right now, with borders being shut down for regular traffic and all of the distraction of the coronavirus, there have been an increase in attacks by Boko Haram. Chad, 50 soldiers killed. The next day, another 50 soldiers killed in Nigeria by Boko Haram. Riots in Niger, in Niamey. You had Boko Haram infused riots and attacks, trying to blame Christians for the coronavirus. They're thinking of everything they can to unsettle that region. If we lose that region of the world to Boko Haram, I think there's going to be a great deal of issues that will ripple around the world during this moment in time.
And it's interesting because, as you pointed out, so many governments around the world are focusing on combating the coronavirus pandemic and forgetting about other issues such as this. Do we know what the U.S. is doing to address that sort of situation?
Well, I think there's been a lot of pressure on the government of Nigeria to step up and to use their civil protection force, their army, the police forces, to protect these communities. Unfortunately, they've really been insufficient. They put soldiers there, but don't give them the weapons to protect themselves and to protect these communities. The amount of money dedicated to it is really insufficient. So I think the United States and other United Nations, all these kinds of bodies of the Western governments, need to realize the Nigerian government will not stop Boko Haram. They do not have either the will or the capacity to do it. This is going to need to be an international movement to put down these radicals that are killing and displacing so many people.
Open Doors USA is calling on Christians to mobilize support for those affected today and in the coming days. How is Open Doors USA helping the thousands affected by Boko Haram extremism in Sub-Saharan Africa?
Well, Christian communities have tried to live together in order for protection, for community, for a lot of things. And unfortunately, what that's meant is that these communities are often very vulnerable when Boko Haram attacks. They can find these Christians all living together. The communities have either been cut down, burned, all sorts of assassinations, these kinds of things, and also cut off from food, water, and medical care. So we go in, try to help them with the necessities so that they can survive. Hopefully, over time, we'd love to see them thrive as a community, as part of the Nigerian experience. They love their country. They want to live in peace. So we do everything we can to help those Christian communities to be able to have the freedom to practice their faith and to live in peace.
And lastly, where can our viewers go to learn more about this and other issues?
OpenDoorsUSA.org talks a little bit about our coronavirus response and other things about Nigeria and this issue.
Open Doors USA CEO David Curry, thank you so much again.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.